Welcome to part 2 of building a larger Titanic. I hope you guys enjoyed the first video, and this will be the final episode of this particular series. By the end of the video, you will see the completed model, and we're going to do a little compare and contrast between this model and the one that I had already built, which was the 1 to 700 Academy model. And if you'd like to go back and watch that video, it is available on the channel. It is in the Titanic and other ship-related content playlist. But we're not going to waste any time. Let's get right into it. The ship at this point is mostly complete. I'd say probably around 90%. Got all the small pieces are on. The only things left to do is to put the masts on, put the side propellers on. You can see I've already got the center prop on, and the funnels and the rigging, and that'll complete her. The problem I'm having though is I got the funnels painted, but after seeing them all, I'm really, and sleeping on it, I'm really not happy with the color I chose for these. I feel like it's way too dark and not accurate enough. I chose this color because we were going off of the artwork, and you can see that's what I was trying to go for. And I feel like this is pretty close to what's on this artwork, but I don't really feel like the artwork is correct, even though it is a nice piece of art of the ship. So I finally found some paint that I feel is going to be more accurate to what was on the ship. I mean, I don't think anyone really knows 100%, but you know, we have a pretty good idea. So I've already started scraping some paint off of the funnels. This is actually the first funnel. The good thing is acrylic paint is water-based. It comes off pretty easily. So that's what I used. Now I've got another acrylic coming in. I watched some YouTube videos of some professional model builders that are building the 1 to 200 trumpeter model, and saw what they were using. And when I saw what their source material is for why they chose the color that they were choosing, which was the paintings of Ken Marshall, who is a probably one of the most well-known Titanic painters there is. I mean, he was researching the ship and painting the ship before the wreck was discovered in 1985. So when they said they were using some of his paintings as source material, that gave them instant credibility in my eyes. So I ordered a paint that they suggested, and I'm waiting on that paint to come in. In the meantime, also I've got to add the lifeboats on too. So I'll be doing everything I can until that paint comes in. Now, if the paint comes in, if I finish everything before the paint comes in, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the SS United States while waiting for that paint to come in. And once it does, we'll repaint the funnels, put them on, and she will be done. Okay, so other than the stand, the Titanic is for the most part finished. I do have some areas that I've got to go back and touch up where I cut pieces off of the sprue. As you can see right here, there's some little white spots on the propeller wing that have to be touched up, some black spots on the ladder. So I've got to put the funnels on when the paint comes in and put the stand together and the decals. And other than that, she's pretty much finished. I'm going to put some rigging on it, of course. I already started that process. You can see I've got some line on the lifeboats here, and I did that on all 4 sets. So until I get the paint in, it's just a wait game. So the Titanic is just going to kind of sit here for a little bit. I may put some rigging on it here and there while waiting, but I'm going to turn my full attention to the SS United States and start building that one. All right, so as you can see, the funnels have finally been painted. I got the paint in about probably 5 days or so after I ordered it. About believe I ordered it, yeah, last Thursday. Today is Tuesday, something like that. But this is the paint, Mission Models, and the name of the paint is British Sand Yellow Modern AFV. And that was the recommendation that I found from a professional builder. And I may or may not need to apply a couple of more coats to them, but you know, they're looking pretty good. Of course, there's the ship sitting there. I've been working on the wires for the Marconi system, which stretches from the forward mast to the aft mast. And if you're a big Titanic nerd like me, of course, this will look familiar to you. A little triangle shape. And it actually came with these little pieces of plastic that you could attach your wires to. And I'll show the instruction book, because this is one thing the instruction booklet actually has correct, is the Marconi wires. You see comes from the front mast, makes a little triangle, then 4 wires going all the way to the aft mast, and then you've got the 4 that went down into the wireless room. So that's going to be what I'm working on. I'll probably, of course, do some more additional rigging. I've got a much better reference than, because there's a whole lot more rigging than just these 2 in the front and the back, aside from the Marconi system. It's just going to depend on how much patience I have to put more rigging on the ship. So that's it. The Marconi wires, the funnels, and okay, so if you're wondering where I'm getting the idea for all the rigging, look no further than here. This is Titanic Honor and Glory, and you can see we've already got the Marconi lines that are stretching from the forward mast to the aft. We just got to add more to it, and I'm about to continue to work on the front rigging over here, try and get as much of it as I can, as accurate as I can. The funnels are going to be a lot different because I don't think I'm going to be able to do them completely accurate. There are 6 wires per funnel, and there are 4 of them. And the Queen Mary was a bit of a struggle to get them all correct. So, and really, I did not get them all correct. They were 3 per side. I was only able to get 1 on each. And these are smaller than the ones on the Queen Mary, so it's going to be a bit of a chore, but I will, of course, try my best to get it as accurate as possible. So, having said all that, let's keep working. Okay, so I just put the two forwardmost decals on the bow. You can see right there it says Titanic, and the same thing on the other side. Kind of disappointed in these decals because the lettering on the ship was not white. They were in gold, the same as the little yellow stripe above it. So what they did when they were putting the names on these ships, they engraved like the letters or etched the name into the steel plating, and then they painted it in. And that lettering was not white. We've got the I've got the one for the stern right here in the water. It's about to come up. I'm going to pop that one on. They do give some flags, of course, to put on the ship, but I've never put the flags on any of my ships because, I don't know, I just look at the printing and I find the flags just look a little too fake to me. So I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, it'd be cool to have the White Star flag on there, and it would have had the British flag here on the stern, and the American flag would have been up on top on the forwardmost mast. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it, but right now, I probably won't put that on. But anyway, let's see if we can get this this last nameplate on the ship. All right, I got the A right there on the crease for the hull. I feel like that's as close as it's gonna get. So there she is. She's got her decals. We'll put her on her stand. And there she is. And we are going to call this model complete. Okay, so there you have it. That is the build of the Revell 1-570 Titanic. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. But before we go, let's take a look at the two ships that I have built that are the Titanic so far. As you see here, we've got the newer, larger Revell Titanic. And here we've got the very first model ship I built, the 1-700 Academy Titanic. So let's do a little compare and contrast between these two models. As far as accuracy, it all depends on what's going to matter to you most. If you just want a nice, decent sized ship, you know, you can look at this and tell, obviously it's the Titanic. You don't even need the name on the stand. You know, you can look at that and see. However, if you're more interested in the fine details and getting the ship a more accurate representation of the ship, this 1-700 Academy is actually the better option to go with. For example, in this one, they actually have the holes, the portholes punched out on the black part of the hull. That does not, or is not present on the Revell model. The Academy model has rivets in the hull. You can clearly see there's rivets there. The Revell here does not. So a lot of detail missing in the hull. The loading cranes, these, which are these here and over here back in the stern section, they're not correct. The ones on the Academy model are a more accurate representation of what was on the ship. So if you absolutely have to make one as accurate as you can, if you are that much into needing the details to be right, the Academy option or the Academy model would be the better option. You would have to do some painting on this because that's where this one comes into issues. I mean, it's very basic. I mean, everything, you don't really have to paint the ship at all. I mean, everything is pre-colored. As I've mentioned in previous video, I did darken the hull here on the Academy one to make it a bit more accurate to what was actually on the ship. If you're willing to put in the paint and the rigging and all of that, you will get a much more finer detailed model right here on the Academy model than you would on this one. So in the end, it really comes down to which one do you prefer? Do you really want all the fine detail, or does it really not matter to you? It's something that you're going to have to decide. But anyway, these are the two ships. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. And again, you can always go back and watch me build the Academy model. It was the first model video that I did on the channel. There will be more model videos in the future coming. I do have some more ships to build, and I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. So thanks again for watching, and in the meantime, drive safely.